100th day of homeschool is very quickly approaching, and in today's video, I am sharing with you 7 different ideas to help make your family's 100th day of homeschool a very memorable one. So make sure to stick around and watch. Welcome back to my channel, my friends. I am so happy to have you here, and I am super excited because this is going to be our second 100th day of school that we are going to be celebrating. If you are a first-year homeschooling parent, let me tell you that this day is such an accomplishment and definitely one worthy to be celebrated when you think about where you started just a couple months ago and how far you've come. You've made it through the toughest part of the year, in my opinion. And when you look at the 100th day, you are really over half of the way done with the school year. Most states require schooling for 160 to 180 homeschooling days or school days in general. So when you look at it in that perspective, give yourselves a pat in the back because you are over half of the way there. If this is not your first year homeschooling, then this is probably a day that you are really looking forward to as well because you experienced it last year. You went through all your struggles of adapting to a new way of schooling or a new curriculum or whatever your situation may be. And this year you just have the ability to focus on the more positive aspects or like the more fun sides of homeschooling that sometimes get clouded over by the stress or kind of like the nervousness that you have on the first year. And I think the 100th day of homeschool should be commemorated in some sort of a way. In traditional schools, they usually do some sort of celebration for the 100th day of school in primary grades. I've usually seen it from K to 2, and then after that, it kind of just goes out the window. But with homeschooling, it doesn't matter what grade you're in. This is such a sense of accomplishment for the entire family. So this is a moment where you can take time to reflect together as a family, see how much you've grown in the year, see how far you've come. And with us, since we celebrated it last year, my kids are actually really looking forward to celebrating our 100th day of school. They've already shared with me some of the things that they want to do this year that we did last year as well. And then this year I'm going to try a couple of new things, swap out some of the other things that I did last year with new ones. And I'm going to be sharing that with you guys as well. Another reason why celebrating the 100th day of school is pretty fun is because when you think traditionally, the months of November and December are just so jam-packed with so many things going on, so many celebrations, so many activities going on. And then January hits and there's like nothing. All of a sudden, like nothing at all. And the 100th day of school usually falls in late January, February, and the 100th day of school just gives it a spark of excitement and something to look forward to work on during the winter doldrum months. So this is just like a nice little in-between thing that you can work, you can customize to make it suitable for your family. The first idea that I have for you today is my kids' absolute favorite. They're already looking forward to this. They're asking me, Mom, when are we gonna go to Mighty Fine Donuts to get our 100 donuts? And that is to take your kids to the local donut shop and have them pick out 3 donuts that will pretty much write out the number 100. Your chain donuts like Dunkin' Donuts, they don't carry the longer donuts typically. I checked last year and they didn't have those. But our local donut shop, they just make all sorts of different donuts. So if you have a local donut shop, definitely give it a try. Last year, I took our kids to Mighty Fine Donuts, which is an awesome local donut shop here in Erie. And they have such an amazing selection of donuts in all different shapes and sizes. delicious. And I had the kids pick out 3 donuts. I told the cashier in the front if she could have, 1 box for each of the kids. I explained to her what I was doing and she was like, sure. And the kids, I told them, make sure 2 of them have to be round because a 0 is round and 1 of them has to look somewhat like a 1. The kids picked out their donuts and there was another parent in line because I held up the line because the kids were like, oh, I think I want this one. So maybe some people were, kind of not so happy with me, but it's okay because there was a parent in line and after I was done, she came up to me before I left. She was like, that is such an amazing idea. I would have never thought about that. This is such a great experience that you're giving your kids. This is so exciting. And I was like, oh, thank you. And so, it was great. It was really fun. And then the kids came home and they were allowed to eat their donuts throughout the day. So usually they eat like 1 donut. If they're really hungry, they'll eat 2 donuts to have them snack throughout the day. It was really nice. And it just made it so much fun for them. And that was their breakfast for that day. So we did that super early in the morning. So I definitely recommend that because my kids absolutely loved doing that. And they definitely remember it. You can always think of different food items to make in the shape of a 100. So you can make maybe a veggie tray with the 100th or a fruit tray or a snack tray, or you can use little mini cupcakes to write down, the 1 and the 0 with the mini cupcakes. You can also order a pizza where they will use the pepperonis to write the number 100, or you can just pick up a cake if you want to and have the bakery people just write happy 100th day of homeschool and they will do that for you. So whichever way you choose to do this, I recommend using some sort of a food item to commemorate this special day. My second idea is to do a 100th day of homeschool hat. Last year, I simply went on Teachers Pay Teachers and printed a, traditional little hat and used just cardstock paper to make the headband before we headed out the door to go get our donuts. This year, I decided to create my custom hat and I will have that pinned down in the description box. I will have it available for free. You guys can just print it off and it'll take you to my blog where you can go ahead and download it there. But last year I just simply had the kids color their thing and put it on a band. This year I'm amping up the game a little bit and we are going to go to the dollar store and I'm going to have them pick out their favorite party hat from there. It's only $1.25 now at Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to have them color their printable that I made for them and we are going to put it onto our hats. So that's gonna, jazz it up a little bit more and give it some more excitement. My third idea is to have a gumball machine. You can print out a template from online, or if you have a real one at home, you can do that as well. And simply have the kids paste different shapes of gumballs or different shapes of pom-poms onto the template that you print out. This was something that the kids really enjoyed last year. Each of them got 100. You can buy them in packets, I think at Walmart, and they already come pre-counted 100. And the challenge was that they had to fit all 100 pom-poms onto the circle. That was a fun craft. And one of the things about all of these activities that I'm sharing with you guys today is that they're not just primary things. They're not things that you can just do with your little kids. I did this with my 10-year-old last year and he absolutely loved it and he's looking forward to it this year as well. So these are all things that you can just cater and tailor to whatever age group you have in your home. Idea number 4. This is a really great one if you have a Lego obsessed family like I do. For this one, we did the 100 Lego piece challenge where we had to quickly count out 100 pieces from the Lego bins and we had to create whatever creation or creations we could out of the 100 pieces that we picked out. We couldn't go back in the bin. We couldn't trade them afterwards. And it was just such a fun STEM activity. Like, they were able to just use their creativity, their imagination. It took a good at least 30 minutes to complete that activity, and it's something that the entire family enjoyed doing. So if you have a family like me and we love Legos, that is definitely an activity that even grown-ups will do. My husband is a Lego fanatic, and he will sit there for hours just building really amazing things. So I definitely recommend it. Idea number 5 is the 100 workout challenge. For this particular activity, you simply need different workout moves that would add to 100. So for example, 10 jumping jacks, 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 15 seconds of running in place, 15 seconds of standing on one foot. You can do whichever combination you want as long as the number adds to 100. And you can have your kids chime in on this as well. Like, you can have one kid come out with his combination that adds to 100, while this other kid comes out with their own way of how they're gonna do the 100 workout challenge. The possibilities are endless. And this is a great way to get them moving, to get their physical education activity for the day done. And it's tailored to whatever your children's interests are. If you have a kid that is more into sports and you have the ability to go outside, here there's snow outside, so we can't really do very many sporty things outside. But if you want to tailor it to basketball and they have to dribble, do 10 dribbles this way, 10 dribbles where it skips in between one leg and another, whatever the dribbles are, they could do it that way. If you do have snow outside, you can still do some activities outside. Like, you can do walk 10 steps, or let's go around the block and make sure that we hit 100 steps. Anything like that. You can get super creative. If you have any other ideas that you can incorporate going outside in the middle of winter, go ahead and drop them in the comments below so that we can all gather some new ideas from one another. Idea number 6. This is another fun one for our family. I didn't do this one last year, but I'm so looking forward to doing this one this year. In our family, we love doing puzzles that go beyond 500 pieces. Right now, collectively as a family, we're working on a 1,000 piece puzzle. We have completed a lot of puzzles. Some of them have been 1,500, some of them have been 1,000, others 700. It all depends. But the one we're working on right now is a 1,000 piece puzzle. With this particular 100 piece puzzle activity, I'm planning on giving my son a 100 piece puzzle and my daughter a 100 piece puzzle, depending on what I know they like. In the past, they used to sell higher quality ones at the Dollar Tree. Lately, I've noticed that those puzzles don't even stick together. They're super thin. So I am gonna go online to see if I can find some really quick 100 piece puzzles. I was thinking of my daughter, and even though she's 6, and at the age of 6, my son was really good at putting puzzles together, she struggles a little bit with that concept. So with her, instead, I'm going to probably do 248 piece puzzles, because I don't think they sell 50 pieces puzzles. I don't know. I'm debating. Or you know what? I think I'm just gonna order her a 100 piece puzzle, and I'm just gonna help her do that one instead. Sounds like a good plan, right? And finally, number 7 is the 100 item scavenger hunt. Now, this one I haven't done either for the 100th day of school, but I did something like this on my son's 8th birthday. It was so much fun. I hid different things throughout the house for his birthday, and it all started with a clue that I wrote. And then that clue, he would have to find the location, and in that location he would find one or several items with another clue. So it sent him throughout the house to find all these little prizes. So I'm thinking that with the 100th day of school, I'll probably use things more of like candies or little knickknacks here and there and have different locations throughout the house with the clues that will help them both find it. So, you know, simple things like 10 Skittles in a Ziploc bag, or 10 M&Ms or 20 M&Ms in another Ziploc bag, or maybe a little, I don't know, my kids are in really good Lego mode. So I was even thinking of getting them like Legos, like those little tiny Lego sets that really only bring sometimes like, you know, 60 something pieces, and that can be part of, you know, if it's 60 something pieces, there's 60 something items in there. I'm still giving it some thought, but it's just a concept that I'm having in my mind that you guys can also use and tailor it to your family, and just hide, you know, things that add up to 100 throughout the house, and give them little clues and have them do some fun scavenger hunting throughout your house. Once we do that, I will definitely do a little recording of our 100th day of school celebration, and I will be sharing that with you guys so that you can see it. I do have a video of how we celebrated our 100th day of school last year that you guys can go ahead and take a look at now, so that you can get some ideas of how it worked for our family last year. Also, I have made a blog post on the 100th day of school ideas that I discussed in this video if you are interested in reading that, and the printable is going to be in that blog post as well. So we are so super excited about this 100th day of school coming up, and I am really excited to hear about you. What are some of the things that you are planning on doing? Go ahead and share those with us in the comments below. I always love hearing from you, and it's always nice to see when other people can just collaborate and share with one another what are the things that they're doing in their home. I feel like that we can always learn from one another, and it just helps us encourage one another. And don't forget that if you have not yet done so, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.